Hello and welcome back to my channel Things Simplified. Let's learn C programming. Today we will have a look at functions. Functions and using functions, how to define a function, how to call a function. Now, what is a function in programming terms? In programming, function is a named section of a code that performs a specific task. It is reusable and can be called multiple times within a program. Okay, remember it is reusable and can be called multiple times within a program. Functions help to break down complex tasks into smaller manageable parts, improving the code's readability and maintainability. See, please listen this carefully, the very important things. Functions help to break down complex tasks into smaller manageable parts, improving the code's readability and maintainability. They can also accept inputs, what we call as parameters, and return outputs. In C programming, it is generally recommended to define functions before the main function. This is because C language is compiled from top to bottom. If a function is called before it is defined, that is, if a function is defined after the main function, the compiler won't recognize it. However, there is another way to overcome this. We can also place the function definitions after main, but you will need to use function prototypes before main, so that the compiler will know, okay, this is the function defined elsewhere. Now, for example, what we will do is we will write a small function to add two numbers and get the answer, right? Let us start here. Our first is include stdio.h, right? Second is int main, right? This is the main function. We will define another function here to add two numbers and get the result from the main section, main function. So let us define here int add numbers, int I1, int I2, open braces. Here within these braces you will have to write a code to add these two numbers and return it back. Okay. Now we will have to define one total variable equal to 0, and now total is equal to I1 plus I2, right? And now we have to return this total to the main function. Main function, in this case we are calling it from main, so it will return to the main function. In other words, return the result to the caller function, because functions can be called within functions. Now you will say return total, right? Now here I will just explain how to define a function. Now here int is a return type, okay, is a return type. Add numbers is a function name definition, okay. Int I1, int I2 are the parameters. The function body is enclosed in this curly braces, right? In C, function parameters, also known as arguments, these are also known as arguments I1 and I2. These are the values you pass into a function. So this I1 and I2 will contain values, right? They are defined in the parenthesis between this add numbers function following the function name here. After this function name, open the bracket and define all the parameters, define all the arguments. We call these arguments also. So now in this example, int I1 and int I2 are two parameters being passed from somewhere. But we have to define what type of variable it is. Here in this case, I1 and I2 are both integers. So we have to define the type of the variable, the type of the parameter, what we are expecting here in add numbers. Now here in C programming, all the functions are called by passing the values of these variables as parameters by default. Okay. Then now we will see how to call this function, right, from main. In main here, int integer 1 yellow int 1 equal to 0, int 2 equal to 0, int 1 is equal to 100, int 2 is equal to 50, right? Now we want to add these two numbers and get the answer. Int, again we will define variable called answer. Now here answer equal to, right, this should contain the value returned from the function add numbers, right? So add numbers, open bracket, int 1 comma int 2. Okay. Now here from main function, this function is being called with these parameters. Now here what this function will do, it will take these two numbers, add it and return the sum of this. Okay, so here now this answer will contain the value for the total of these two values. Total is percent %d comma answer, right, semicolon backslash n. We will print two numbers as well as the answer, right? So %d you say and total of equal to here we have to pass three parameters since we are defined int 1 comma int 2 comma answer, right? Yes. Shall we check whether this works or not? Right. We will remove this gaps. Okay. Right. Save. Now we will compile. GCC dash O. Sorry. GCC functions dot c dash o functions, because we have saved this file as functions dot c. We will have to compile this function. Right now, function. No, sorry, I have saved it elsewhere. We'll save it as. We'll save it as. We will save it here. Right? Now we'll compile. Okay, it has compiled, no compile errors. Now we'll execute it. See now here we have defined this int1, int2, then assigned it the value 150, and we are calling this function add numbers. The function is being defined here, int add numbers, with these two variable values as parameters, right? And here add numbers will total these two and return the total here. So now percentage, the first parameter is int1, int2, and the answer. Third one is answer, right? So total of 150 is equal to 150. Let us check whether calling a function will change the value of these int1 and int2 here in the main function. We have defined them as 100 and 50. So let us try to manipulate these two numbers into the function, which it should not do, but let us see. Now here we have defined parameter variables as int1 and int2. Let us define the same here, int1 and int2, right? Please watch this carefully, listen carefully, right? Now here what we will do is we will manipulate here. We will say int 1 is equal to 200, int 2 is equal to 100. Okay. Here it actually in this function int 1 and int 2 are 100 and 50, right? But we are manipulating it here. Then we will check whether in the main function it is returning 100 and 50 or 200 and 100, right? Now here total is equal to int1 and int2, right? Return total. Okay. Now watch this carefully. Add numbers is being called with these two variables similar name, int1 and int2. Okay, and here int1 is equal to int1 is equal to 200. We are manipulating it. The original value is 100. Int2 if we are manipulating it, int original value is 50. Now according to this function it should return 300, right? But here in main we will have to check whether this int1 and int2 have been changed, right? Okay, now we will compile and we will check. Functions. See, total of 150 is equal to 300, it has printed, right? What it means that even if we change the values of the parameters int1 and int2 in the function, the original will remain the same because we are printing the values of these variables after calling this function, right? But it has returned answer 300, which it should not be. It should be 150. So in any case we cannot change values of these parameters here in the calling function, right? So we have to be careful whether we are changing it here. During debugging of the program, when testing our program, we should expect what is expected, and if it is not what is expected, then we will have to check the program here. What all statements were written, what we have done with this original variables. As I said earlier, a function can be called any number of times, but the definition will remain the same here, right? So let us remove this. Okay, this is the original function. We'll save this. This is original function. Now in this case, it will return 150 here. Now let us define two more variables. Int int3 is equal to 0, int int3 int4 equal to 0, or otherwise directly we can define the values here, 300 and 200, right? Now int3 will have 300, int4 will have 200. Now we will try to call the add numbers with these two numbers, right? Now here answer is equal to, we can use the same variable for answer, add numbers with int3 and int4, right? Now let us print the variable values here. We will just copy this, paste it here. Okay. Now here int3 and int4, right? Right? Okay. Now we'll compile and check. Now here it should print 150, total is 150. Here it should print 300, 200 here equal to 500. GCC functions dot c dash o functions. Now we'll execute functions. Right. So first time we called this add numbers, we had passed it two numbers 150, so it gave result 150. Second time we called it again with different values, different variables also. Okay, you can change the values of, you can change the value of int1 and int2 here itself and then pass it. Otherwise you can pass different variables to it, but it will execute the same set of code here, right? And it will return the total.
Thanks for watching. If you found this video useful and informative, make sure to like the video, to show your support. Leave a comment below to share your thoughts and ask questions. Subscribe to our channel for more valuable content. Hit the bell icon to never miss an update. Share this video with friends who might need it. If you encountered any issues or have any problems, please let me know in the comment section. I am here to help.